Hi, my name is Marjan and I'm one of the directors here at Wide School. We are excited to have you with us today to go on a virtual tour of our kindergarten program. We are excited to share what differentiates us from another school and a little peek into our daily routine here at Wide. Hello everyone, I'm Miriam Lumpkin. I'm one of the directors at the Wide School. Our kinder program is really unique in that it's really the connection between our preschool program to the upper grades. And so in kinder, we really focus on allowing the children to spend more time with their teacher one-on-one before they start transferring year to year and start experiencing more of mentorship, mentoring each other. So this is the year where they really start to have more structure. They start to know what it's like to be in more of a school environment. They still have the exploration and the freedom to play and be inquisitive and ask questions and have that partnership with teachers that we've always had in preschool. But now they start to understand that they're becoming more responsible for things like homework and assessing what kind of work they're producing and listening to lessons and starting to understand more of a structure of the day. There's no nap times anymore. So all of these things start to show them what it's like to be part of a different school experience.
Okay, so with kindergarten, our morning routine, we are very heavy on our academic and structural work and learning time. And we are also very big in our community time, which is really more like checking in the morning, doing our calendar, our sight words, reciting our vocabulary words for the week. And also we're focusing on our ELA, our math and our phonics in the morning time. We also have our morning snack in the morning, which is usually around 9:30 or 9:45. And then we have PE in the morning as well. Sometimes do have think tank in the morning, and it is either art class or it could be music class. And by afternoon time, it becomes a little bit more project-based learning. And towards the end of the day, this is when we also meet again in a community time, and we really sit together and we just we reflect about our day. We talk about our communication to their parents, their reminders. Okay, so by mid of the year, usually around January, after we return back to our holiday break, our students start learning to write on their steno pad, which is another way to communicate to their parents about sharing any events that's going on in the school, or maybe what it is that they're learning in class. And it is really a focus on accountability and responsibility.
One of the wonderful things about our school that we're seeing becoming more and more important, especially as we're here growing with the children and as they get older, is realizing how important it is for the social emotional aspect to be taught in school, as well as the academics. So that's a big part of our day. A lot of mentoring, a lot of coaching, whatever might be going on in the classroom. A child is able to learn and to be happy and to feel safe when they feel safe. So if something's happening in the classroom or at home that's affecting their emotional well-being, then that needs to be addressed before we can learn anything else in class. So that's a big part of our day that goes hand in hand with the academics. And one of the beauties of the Altitude platform is that we can track their social emotional growth just as well as their academics. So we might be assessing how well they're doing in addition and subtraction, but at the same time, if they're completing their work on time. And so just as we're going to assess how they're doing in math. We're also assessing over the years if that might be what that child needs to work on, or if it's coming to school on time or being prepared when class is starting. So whatever it is that that child might need for him or her to be successful is a part of our daily activities here. When the children start in kindergarten, they officially become part of the Altitude school partnership that we have. And this is actually a platform that we use that allows for schools like us to track what the children are doing in a project-based learning environment. So because we do the project approach, children might be working on a project where multiple academics are involved. So there's reading, there's math, there's science. And in this project, we are able to track the progression of all of those academics as they're working on this project. So we might do that through video, we might be taking pictures, we'll tag to state standards, which are the TEKS. And this way we can have a digital portfolio for the children, so as they continue to grow and graduate from here, their work from kinder or whatever year they start until they leave is all collected in this platform.
We have a capture station in the classroom which the children will do their work and they will capture, take a picture of their work, and they will send that into their playlist, and the parents have the access of seeing those work that they've done throughout the day. And we use this platform as well for communication and any documentation of their work that they do throughout the whole week. So when we stream the children's playlist or profile, it works as if it's a big folder of their work, of their documentation of their work, and the parents have the access of seeing that, and they have the access of leaving comments and feedbacks for this is a great tool for parents to have, and for teachers and the students as well. It's all of us are involved with using this platform, and it's great to make use of this tool.
So as far as assessments go, we're constantly assessing, and it's a little bit different than in traditional schools because we're not going to have a weekly spelling test. We will assess mathematics, we will assess spelling, we will assess reading, which is how we make the reading groups. We always are assessing throughout the year to see what reading level they're on. If we need to pull groups for extra help, whether it's in math or ELA, we will do so. So there are assessments made throughout the year, writing assessments, reading assessments. We also do what's called a MAP test. And that's an adaptive test, so that we can really see the child for who he or she is and where they're testing. We have an investigation fair every year, and that carries on through middle school. So it's our version of the science fair, and that we call it the investigation fair because it's based more on the child's wonder. They have to create a testable question, do the research themselves, interview experts, and collect data on their own, rather than just finding your typical science fair project on the internet and then redoing it. So this is more of something that they own personally. So there are assessments throughout the year in all subjects. Parents are one of the most important factors here in our school. Parents who are investing in putting their children here in kinder and up want something special for their children that you typically can't find somewhere else, in other private schools or in other public schools. And so parents really are such a strong part of what happens here in the school. And pre-COVID, parents were in the building all the time, parent volunteers, helping with think tanks, reading to children. It's been hard this year to function in the school without the parents because they are such a big part of the program. But things like the investigation fair, any homework that the kids have, is meant to bridge the connection of school and home. It's not homework that's busy work, but it's homework to show what's happening here, and if you can spend some one-on-one time with your child, then you're here to support what we're trying to learn at school. So parents really play a big part in what happens here at the school. So for math, we take on a little bit of the constructivist approach. You might see some Montessori. The beauty of the Reggio Emilia philosophy is that a lot of the wonderful things about different philosophies we can pull and take from and use what's best for each child. So although our groups might be about 15 children, we will make our groups smaller when it comes to academics like math and English language arts and reading and writing, so that we can make the lessons more individualized. So there's a lot of manipulatives, it's a lot of building numbers, a lot of building the foundation of what math is, so that as they get older, once you see them in 4th, 5th, and 6th grade, then we really start taking off with the math because we have built such a strong foundation. So it's a lot of holding numbers, making numbers, building numbers, and so children can make numbers in several different ways, and then it's easier for them to start understanding concepts like multiplication, division, subtraction, and then moving on to geometry and pre-algebra and other things like that. So for science, I feel like science and humanities, social studies is at the heart of a lot of the projects that we do in school. You find that a lot of the wonders that children have are usually science-based or about the world or what's happening in the environment around them. So a lot of those projects will be in partnership with the children. And that in my opinion, makes working here a lot of fun, because we never are repeating the same projects from year to year. They're always going to learn math concepts, reading concepts, how to graph, how to organize data, but it might be through the study of birds one year, or it might be through a study of outer space. So that is a little bit of what makes our school different, and also allows for more engagement from the children because they're so excited to learn about concepts that they are interested in. So things like life cycles and food chains and the seasons and what happens in the scientific world is very rich in our school because of the project-based learning.
So our think tank classes rotate, and they change depending on the interests of the children and on the projects that we're learning in school. So we might have a tech teacher, our music teacher, we have cooking in school, we do have a great art program here. We look to extend the learning in multiple languages, and languages can be painting, a language can be building, coding, music, it can be anything. And so when you start to understand that we all learn differently and there's a way that we process this information, if you extend the amount of languages that you can provide for a child, the amount of information that's taken in is just so much deeper and so much more than what can be achieved traditionally. We look for artists or professionals that can share their talent, and oftentimes this can even be parents. So I think our children have a much, you see this especially when they're older, but they have a better grasp on what it is they want to do with this information and the purpose behind learning this information. So as young as kindergarten here, we are bringing in people to work alongside them and to provide them with opportunities that are very rich and meaningful opportunity.
Thank you.